Live from Little Hollywood, live from Little Hollywood, live. Ooh. Live from Little Hollywood, live.
It's live from Little Hollywood. This week's guest, Shannon McNally. And now our hosts, Scot Sax and Gina Frary Bacon.
It's really nice to have that sort of group thing because we're such a
is.
team, and now we're like almost like a band. I feel like I'm in a band.
It is a band. It's the Live from Little Hollywood band.
It's our band of characters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are the Beatles sleeping on top of each other in that cold van. Did you know they did that?
Did they do that?
Yes.
Wow.
They did not have heat, so they slept on each other.
Wow.
And, sometimes a spoon can turn into a fork.
Oh, not with the Beatles.
I would have for me. If I was around the Beatles, I would have been fully at all times. Well, that's a way to start the show. We are live from Little Hollywood.
Because all the houses, well, a lot of the houses are little stucco houses, just like they have in Hollywood.
Yeah. It's very quaint.
And it just so happens that a lot of creative people live here, like Hollywood.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's an accident. You think people were drawn here because it was Little Hollywood?
I feel like right now it has become kind of like I lived in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And a friend I grew up with was living there for like 15 years before I moved there, and he explained it was just like matter of fact, and he was saying, the wannabe actors are here, which was in Hollywood actually, in the surrounding areas. And then the
successful.
How long is this conversation gonna go?
Is that jerky thing to
Valley or
think?
in the hill? Oh, in
Am I like a jerk? I feel like I'm like charming, but is my charm like jerky? Was I a jerk?
No. No, your charm isn't jerky. You're a good boy. You don't have to worry. I'm your guardian angel.
That doesn't even exist. Who are you?
If it doesn't exist, what are you hearing right now? I'm here to tell you you're a wonderful human being.
God, my worst nightmare. I got some Irish priest as my guardian angel.
Of course you were a jerk. Just like yesterday at the funeral.
Another
and
one?
the day before at the grocery store. Of course you were a jerk.
Time in the Valley in my LA days.
You did?
Mm-hmm. Burbank.
Yeah.
Valley Village.
We never discussed. Yeah, Valley Village.
Arts Deli.
How long did you live in there?
I was there on and off for years, because I had in-laws there, my first go-round.
Yeah.
And then I lived there for 6 months before I came here.
Can we rename the show Live from Little Gina? Because we could have 700 episodes and still not even scratch the surface, because we just find a little bit at a time.
Little morsels.
I didn't even know you lived in L.A.
Yeah.
That's cool. Don't you think everybody... I had a good run there.
Hey, let me ask you something. Why do we like the things that we don't like?
Friday night.
What do you mean?
We do like Friday night.
Like liquor, the marriage. Man.
So today
We had a
is...
good show today,
it's
sponsored by Drum Supply
It's
House.
Friday
as
night.
always.
We love Friday nights.
We do like Friday nights.
And the weather tonight is it's neither hot nor cold nor humid nor snowing.
Because we're in here.
Yeah.
It's our own
We
climate.
keep it freezing cold in here.
Man, something I want to say that's actually really hard for me to say.
Go ahead.
Lightning.
We have tell the folks who we have tonight.
We have Shannon McNally.
Mm-hmm.
And we have another guest who's a friend of yours, I believe.
Oh yeah,
Up-and-coming
Estelle.
musician,
Yeah.
Estelle.
Estelle, did you wanted to do this? You have a song? You want to come? You want to do it? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, this is my friend Estelle. She wants to try out one of her songs. Sam, could she use your guitar? Of course. All right.
All right, Estelle.
Yeah.
Can you put that microphone on? Do you know how to do that?
yes.
Estelle? Okay.
Don't talk down to
All
Estelle.
right. I just don't know if she's been on a set before.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. You told me you like being had. No, it's... There you go. So I can't believe it. Yeah. I'm so excited. And
you,
I
guys.
didn't even realize you were left-handed.
I'm not. I'm just resting.
Yeah.
Wow, really excited to hear you play.
I think the cameras, honey baby, are there. Yeah.
Hey
I
there,
mean,
live
I
from
don't think
Little
you should
Hollywood.
block me, but do what you feel you must.
Well, thank you guys for having
Yeah,
me. I really
sure.
appreciate it.
So you tell us what about your song? I'm so excited. I've never heard you play, and I know you write songs, and you've told me about it. So
Yes, so I've been playing for a very long time, and I wrote this new song after COVID, more specifically a couple weeks ago, and
way after COVID.
after COVID,
Way after COVID.
After
Yeah.
you,
Okay.
but after COVID nonetheless.
after you had
After
COVID?
you
or-
had
Lightning.
COVID, or
Yeah.
after the COVID epidemic?
What?
Lightning.
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 Lightning. Lightning.
Lightning. What is it?
It's the thing. Like
Oh, lightning from the sky.
No, not lightning. Not lighting. Not lightning.
No,
lightning.
lightning.
It's lightning. Lightning is frightening. Lightning.
Oh, it's lightning. It's not like lightning.
It's ning ning.
No.
Ning ning.
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 You had COVID
Yeah,
or
well-
after the COVID epidemic? Okay.
The epidemic.
Okay.
We'll just include everybody.
All right, so what are you going to play for us?
So I wrote this new song because I had some downtime recently, and I was thinking about kind of what's happened in the past and
Yeah. And
moments that have really meant a lot to me.
What do you mean? What's happened in the past? Like everything that's
Just
ever happened
life,
in the past?
you know, as you
Okay.
do when you have downtime, you kind of think about life and.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I bet it's great.
So, so this next song that I wrote,
What do you mean
I
next
was thinking-
song? You didn't do one song.
this song that I
Okay.
am about to perform.
Okay. Sorry. We're friends, so I feel like I can.
Yeah, we're close. We're close like that. You can
Okay.
feel free. But this song that I wrote,
It's a half an hour show.
it's inspired by my dad. He was a welder.
You said your dad was a rabbi.
Artistic
My other
license.
dad.
Oh, Scott, maybe.
And yeah, that's nice. What is that, oak?
Yeah.
So he used to wake up really early in the morning for work, and when he was having his coffee, he would talk to me and my brother and my mom, and sometimes he would say, "Hey,"
Yeah.
and
Poignant.
and so I thought, why don't I write a song about that?
Good. Well, we can't wait to hear
Yeah,
it,
the-
right,
the
Scott?
poignancy, yeah.
So if you guys don't mind, I'll just
No,
Yeah.
we love
just
it.
get into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, can't wait.
Okay.
Cannot wait
Yeah.
to hear it.
It's an instrumentation going
Yeah.
for her.
Yeah. That two swing.
Although before I start,
The two swing thing. Yeah.
I should apologize to our
Yeah.
audience and our student audience today. I got sunburned yesterday, and
Sam, can you
I
get the
apologize for coming to the studio
guitar,
sunburned.
Can I?
guitar? Yeah.
Oh, hold on just one
Yeah.
second. I'm just gonna. And I feel like this is important to know. And so I got sunburned at the pool, and
We really need
Gotta
to.
play the theme song.
Yeah. We're out of time.
Yeah, it is time.
Okay.
We can't.
so. Well, next time, studio audience.
I mean,
What
do
do
you
you
have?
say?
Do you want to try?
Yeah, let's do it.
Do you have a song?
I have a song,
Okay. All right. Well, turn that thing off.
and I'm excited. I'm excited,
Okay.
and
All right.
Well, at least one of us is.
I'm a little bit nervous because it's the first time I'm playing this song for others. You know, not just myself at the house. And
You live alone? Just a guess.
I do live alone. You know that. You've been over to my house.
Now I feel bad.
Actually, I have not. You just FaceTime with me.
Although my neighbor's dog did hear it once, and I felt like I got a really positive response.
Well,
1, 2. And the thing is,
All right.
Well,
I
we really
think
have to go.
Sometimes
Thank you so
do we
much.
not have enough time?
Thank
No,
you for
please,
coming
let's
on.
go.
Okay.
Sam, take
Well,
the guitar.
thank you, live from Little
Take
Hollywood.
the guitar. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Estelle, thank you so
Until
much.
next time.
Live. Thanks, Dina. We're gonna go to commercial. Little Hollywood Live from Little Hollywood Live.
Well, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. Trouble if you will, it's double if you won't. So you watch what you say, watch what you do. You keep thinking someday they're gonna see the real you. 60 cents on a dollar, more than makes you wanna holler. Take your smarts till you're numb, it's how they make you feel dumb. You wanna beat them to the punch, you wanna trust every hunch. 'Cause in the mirror there's a girl trying to make it in the world. Woman, are we like the wild winds wail for your Magdalene and your Jezebel? Woman, are we for your sisters gone? Let the names live on with a band, shame on. Yeah. Then one day you turn a corner, find your doubt goes back burner. All dismissal implies is where your sanity lies. So you've come through fire, you set your sights higher. Find a merciful moon, not a moment too soon. Woman, are we like the wild winds wail for your Magdalene, yeah, your Jezebel? Woman, are we for your sisters gone? Let the names live on with a band shape on. Woman, are we like the wild winds wail for your Magdalene, yes, and your Jezebel? Woman, are we for your sisters gone? Let the names live on with a band shame on. Let the names live on with a band shame on. Let the names live on with a band shame on. Oh, yeah.
Ning ning.
We lost Scott there for a minute.
That's all right.
Here he is. He's back.
It's my new thing.
Shannon McNally's here, Scott.
Hi, Scott.
It's where do we start?
I don't know. This is better than Mr. Rogers right now.
Thank you.
You're
Can we use
great.
that quote?
Live from Little Hollywood, better than Mr. Rogers.
Yeah. Did you know it's official? Yeah. Anyway, Shannon McNally.
You have a new EP we didn't mention earlier, special edition, and the
Yes.
Wayland Sessions was your previous album, which was just great.
Thank you. Thank
Love
you
it.
very much.
I played on the radio, by the way.
Thank you very much for that.
How many songs are on that EP? And first of all, we want to get into why you're not on Spotify, if it's like a Joe Rogan thing.
Oh, I am on Spotify.
No, I mean you are, but your album's not. It's on Bandcamp.
Oh, yeah, the new one.
Yeah.
Yes, because I wasn't sure that, in this new era, I wasn't sure exactly what we were doing. I had a great tour came up.
Yeah.
And I put all these singles out, and I thought I need to put these things on a CD, so I had to have it at the merch table.
So they're all on Spotify
They're
as singles.
all on Spotify as singles, and then I just grouped them because,
That's smart.
I knew this demographic was going to buy CDs.
That's where you make the money
Oh,
on
the
the
people
merch.
that come to the shows?
Yeah.
I know, it's so happy and so sad at the exact same time.
So necessary, though.
I don't know. It's really interesting. The Great Divide is now like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
CD.
Nothing.
My friend used to say, when I was a kid, albums, I couldn't wait to be on the cover of it. He's like, grew up as his life for a musician. Couldn't wait to be on an album. Like, look, Ma.
Yeah.
And then it was, cassettes. Look, Ma. And then it was CDs. And it was like, look, Ma. And then it's like, now it's like, look, Ma. It's like just a little picture on a computer.
But vinyl is back,
Yes.
My daughter's 16. The kids, they're into all of it. She's got CDs. She has a boombox. She likes vinyl. She's got cassettes.
That's great. My kids were the YouTube era, and they didn't have to buy any music because it was just they found it on the computer. They were the first generation.
Yazoo? What was
that.
it called? Oh, Kazam? Kazaa.
Kazaa?
Do you remember Kazaa?
I don't remember that one.
That's where you could steal. Okay, so what were we talking about? Yeah.
Anyway.
It was the poor man's Napster. All right, let's get into it.
Yeah.
You've worked with a lot of interesting people. Dr. John, did he produce one of your albums? Or?
Yeah. We co-produced it, but yeah.
That's really
By
cool.
default, if he's in the room, he's producing it.
And you played with Terry Allen. Wasn't there just a thing at the Country Music Hall of Fame featuring
Terry
him?
just did a thing. I wasn't there either. I missed it too, but yeah.
That's very cool. He is one of the most respected. I can't believe the people that were in the audience for that thing, the people that showed up because they wanted to experience him and
Terry's
hear from him.
Hands down one of the finest.
How do I not know him? I'm a music freak from day one.
Because he's a writer's writer.
And he never toured.
Oh.
And he's really a visual artist. But he and Guy Clark were best friends.
What do you mean visual?
He's a visual artist. He is a multimedia. He's a painter. He's a sculptor. He does
and he's
big
Southern?
installation pieces. He's from Texas. He's from West Texas.
So how did you end up?
He's from Lubbock, Texas.
How did you end up in his band?
Wow.
Yeah. How did I meet him?
Yeah. How did you?
Through Charles Sexton, who I worked with a lot for a long time, and Terry's, Terry's great friends with Steve Earle and Guy Clark and Joe Ely and sort of Butch Hancock, the whole Texas crowd.
The whole crowd.
The whole crowd.
It's funny. I was just in New York, and I follow Squash Blossom Vintage, and so I see Charlie Sexton's picture a lot in sort of casual life photos. And I saw him on the street in New York recently, and it almost felt weird not to say hello because, through social media, you feel like you know people.
Right.
But you really don't. But
I know. So we live in a very weird...
I always forget what I'm posting when people say, so, it looks like you're really knocking it out of the park. And I'm like, really? Because I just was on the toilet and last week my in-laws were in town. Like, I got to dial back to what bullshit I was posting online. Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, sold out.
I'm fantastic.
So, fantastic. Can't stop smiling, not me. Do people ever... you have a name. I used to be in a band called Wanderlust, and some people really know the band. But I know that sometimes people think they really know the band because the name sounds like a couple different things. Mm-hmm. And you have a name that, who do people think you are when they don't know who you are? And I can say that because you have enough of a fan base that I'm not... you have a real career.
They think I'm Nora Jones.
Okay, that's why.
That's who in fact, I've signed her name on multiple occasions.
And has it gotten you a table at a restaurant?
No.
And
no.
how about
it just gets people to leave me alone.
That's really smart.
How about your name? Does anybody think it's is there any other McNallys or...
Yeah, there's that McNally. I get a lot of that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Who's that? What do they do?
He's a songwriter.
Oh, okay.
Singer-songwriter.
Yep. Nashville guy.
All right. We're going to pull out of that corner I just drove into because I got nothing else.
Okay.
And back to Gina. This is how this works.
Okay.
I want to hear a little bit. I want to talk about your EP, but I'm curious about the Waylon sessions. How did you decide to make a whole album of Waylon songs?
Well, it's, you know, how the records kind of come to you over time. But so I've had this long career. I've lived all over the country. I started out in Los Angeles, constantly being told that I was too country, you know, which was ridiculous because I wasn't. But the Americana thing, Lucinda Williams hadn't moved to L.A. yet.
Okay.
So
Right, she made it okay.
She made it okay. Yeah. And so I wasn't really country enough because I was on Capitol. I mean, I was too country. And then I moved to New Orleans. And then they thought I was country too. They didn't know what else to call me because I was singing songs, you know. And that's all real heavy rhythm and funk and, you know, these long, aggressive solos. Which is great.
Which is kind of like Southern rock, and like a Allman
Brothers
thing.
It's Southern rock.
Isn't it?
It's of course it's a mix. It's more mixed. It's diverse. You know, there's so many more black musicians, so it's a lot more funk and a lot more blues. And jazz, and then there's the high level jazz too that's happening. So it's Southern rock, but it's not like, you know, Georgia and Alabama Southern rock. It's South Louisiana Southern rock. I think of, you know, the country as like all these little regions and pockets to me, which are all really interesting in and of themselves. But then when I lived in, after Katrina, I ended up in North Mississippi for a long time, which is heavy blues. It's all North Mississippi Hill Country blues, you know. They thought I was country too because I wasn't blues enough, you know. But I played a lot more blues there. And then I got here, and they were like, "You're not country." And I was like, "No, I know. Believe me, I've told everybody all over the country that I'm not really."
Have you ever written any songs about that experience?
I need to.
I know it's cheesy.
No.
I'm
I
the last
need
person
to.
to go, "You should write a song about it." But you know, it is just it's like a fucking Rubik's cube.
It's bizarre.
Like,
well,
what's
my accent,
the difference?
Who fucking knows? But my accent is the same thing. It sort of swims in and out of, you know, regionality. And
I thought that when I listened to your music that it reminded me of Lucinda Williams in that it's rock and roll. Is what it sounds like, rock and roll to me.
Yeah,
especially that latest single is a rock song.
My earliest, you know, I had my early come to Jesus moments with Bob Dylan and the band. So I figure it's and the Grateful Dead. You know, where I grew up, the Grateful Dead were the ruling. You know, they were the rulers of the universe. So I figure I'm allowed to do whatever I want.
You are
from New York, you know. But
we were talking about this Hempstead. My grandmother and my aunts and uncles lived in Hempstead.
What's Hempstead? Oh, where?
Long Island. Yeah, that's where you grew up.
It's the home of it's the home of Grumman.
What does that mean? What's Grumman?
Well, Grumman was a big
airplanes.
They made planes and weapons for World War II.
Wait, you're from there too?
My family, part of my family is.
This is live from Little Gina. We're changing the name of the show because we learned just a little bit more about Gina. You know what? We learn about you from our guests.
It's big post World War II.
Oh.
Yeah.
Was your family in that business at all, or anybody?
No.
What did your parents do?
My mother was a hairdresser, a beautician, and my dad is a private investigator and a bartender.
Interesting.
Like that goes hand in hand.
They go hand in hand.
He probably had good stories.
He got the job.
That's House Band Sam, by the way. You're not seeing things.
Yeah, he got the job. Yeah.
Did he tell stories about the things that he?
Oh yeah. Well, yes and no. You know, I mean, I grew up there in the '80s and the '90s, so, you know. He did. He didn't carry the different. He didn't carry a gun, you know, because once you carry, he made a point of letting us all know that he didn't carry.
Oh, you mean?
Interesting.
Oh, because of the bartender thing, or because of the private investigator?
Because
thing?
Of the private investigator thing. Yeah.
But as a bartender, he had a shotgun, of course.
I don't know. I knew him more as I didn't know him when he was a bartender.
Is he still with us?
Yes, he is.
Okay, good.
Yes, he is.
Good. And good relationship with your parents. You seem like
great. I love my mom's passed on, but my dad was just here. He just left this morning. Look
at the chair.
I know. Ready. That would be pure comedy. You'll have to have him back all by himself sometime.
We'll just have the dads of our guests on Father's Day and then mothers of our. Okay. We'll talk.
You mentioned in passing you were on Capitol, and now you're independent, like so many people in Nashville are. What's that like? You kind of
oh man, I've done the whole gamut, and I've done I started on a major label, and I was on subsidiaries of major labels, and then I was on no label, and then I've been on little, boutique labels, and now I am doing it myself just because the return is so much better. And after a while, you make enough records, everybody, I don't know, you just figure it out.
Yeah, they don't do much for you anymore anyway.
No, it really depends on what you want to do. It depends on so many things, and I don't think any situation is permanent, but it's
not anymore. I guess it never was.
No.
Nothing is permanent.
Nothing's permanent, but you had started out asking about the Waylon record.
Oh, yeah. Was that to prove you were a country? See, I made my own conclusion.
No, I wasn't proving. I didn't think I was proving anything. But when I first got here, Jerry Pentecost he called me up and asked me if I wanted to come down and sing some country songs for some benefit that he was doing. And I said, oh, that sounds like fun. Yeah, sure. He goes, well, do whatever you want. What do you want to do? So I did Don't It Make My Brown Eyes Blue and a Terry Allen song.
Nice.
And I'd never really been in a country band. I'd been called country my whole life. I always had a pedal steel.
Yeah.
I always had a pedal steel player, but I never, in my mind, it was never like classic country.
It's so ironic.
It was so weird, yeah. So we do the show, and I was so, everywhere, so much of the music that I had made before I got to Nashville depended on what I had available to me. What kind of players did I have available to me? Like,
right.
You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to make a country record with
Yeah.
So
they can't play the licks, yeah.
Yeah. So
like you didn't necessarily have a plan that like, oh, this record I'm about to make is going to be this kind of thing. It's really like, who can I get? And that you found out what kind of record it was when it was done.
Well, your life starts to take a shape, and then you got people around you. And because I moved around so much, because I started out in Los Angeles, they were such heavy music places. LA, you have the best of the best. You can really do whatever you want,
All the studio cats.
To some degree, if you want to make sort of that classic American music, Capitol Room A, you can do that, which was kind of where I started in my mind.
Your first album, where did you record that?
Los Angeles.
At Capitol Studio A?
Actually, I recorded that at Teatro, Daniel Lanois' place.
Oh, really? Oh, with Mark Howard?
With Mark Howard.
Oh, yeah, I worked with Mark.
Scott had his days with label
I did.
days.
He moved into my house, and he brought his that radar thing.
Yeah.
The radar thing, and that thing is cool.
What's the radar thing?
It's a board that's like it does a really good imitation of an analog board.
Okay.
With faders. So it's, and there's like no screen. I don't remember seeing a screen. Maybe there was. And Mark Howard it's a mobile thing, and he goes all around the world. He goes to the musicians' places.
He sets up mobile studios.
Yeah, and
I
that's
just saw
cool.
him at Jazz Fest. Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, cool.
Yeah, it was an Anders Osborne show, and it was like kind of an all-star New Orleans.
Is he better now, by the way? I know
he
okay,
is
good.
great.
There's a health care.
It was this like all-star New Orleans thing, and I hadn't been there in a minute, and there's never any women on any of these shows, so it was,
Oh, is there a problem with women in music?
Oh,
It was a fresh topic. We want to talk about it. Son of a bitch.
I don't know.
What is their problem?
I don't know. But so I went to this thing, and it was so great, and George Porter was there, and it was really great. And they told me that they were going to record it, they were filming it, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. So we're at the sound check, and I thought he's a monitor guy, just a regular monitor guy. And I'm not really looking at him. I'm looking at my pedal board. I'm looking at the monitor. I'm thinking about what I'm doing. And this guy's standing next to me. He's listening to the monitor. And I'm just thinking this is just he's a monitor guy. He's figuring out what it says. But I'm looking down, and all I can see is like his pants and his shoes.
Mm-hmm.
And I have this thought, like, and his pants were these like, and I saw it was Dolce Gabbana, Gabbana. Dolce, what is it
called?
Yeah, that's
Dolce,
it.
Dolce,
No,
whatever.
you were,
It was Dolce, and it had little like sparkles in them and stuff. And in the back of my mind, I'm like,
something's up.
man, that's the best dressed monitor guy I've ever seen. And I didn't even look at his face. I was like, I never saw anybody with pants. First of all, they never wear pants. They're always in like the shorts. And, and I was like, look at that. And then he came up, we talked later on, and he's like, you don't remember me? And I was like, no. He's like, so then I did. And then I was like, I knew something was up. Nope. I knew you weren't just a monitor guy.
Yeah, that happened to me with, I was in a supermarket in Los Angeles, and I hadn't lived there that long, so I wasn't used to seeing famous people. And I saw somebody who looked like Brian May, but I'm like he's in a supermarket. And anyway, so I stalked him, hiding behind, the Pampers and wherever he was at. And it was like, there was like hardly anybody in there. It was 2 PM. And I saw him go to the register, and I'm like, I don't think so. And then but when I saw that he had clogs on, my heart just dropped because dudes do not walk around in clogs. I mean, I know some of them do, but he had like that nylon tour. You know how he wears those tour jackets and shit. Yeah. Wow. So maybe that's the best. They just check there first. They should check there first when they think you're Norah Jones.
Check out their pants and their shoes.
Yeah. Norah Jones. No, you're not.
So the Waylon session.
Yes. Right. So I get here. Jerry Pentecost asked me if I would do this.
Love that guy.
I love him too, and I was so happy to do it. And it was the first time that I experienced like getting on stage and they were all young players, and they played everything they played was they were great. I was very impressed. I just was impressed with how young all the players were, 2, how good they were. And as I was walking off stage, I thought, man, these guys are so fucking good. I could do anything. I could do anything here. Like, this is exciting.
Wow,
I could even do a Waylon Jennings record. And so I just was in this new situation, and I had like a benefactor label guy with some money, and I called him up. I said, I know what I want to do. I want to do a Waylon record.
Wow.
And he was like, why? I was like, why not?
Yeah.
Because we can do whatever we want.
Good.
Look at this place, it's magic.
Were you actually thinking that night?
Oh, yeah.
Like you started,
I
wheels
walked
started
off stage.
turning.
I walked off stage, and it was like, well, this not to sound weird or funny, but with some of these records, sometimes with records, I just feel like they choose you. Like I almost feel like, I don't think there's much of a veil between the worlds, and I do think dead people are like right here with us, till like talking to us and whispering in our ear, and I think Waylon was like, I think you should make a Waylon Jennings record.
Yeah,
it came from somewhere.
That sounds a lot more.
It was like a bolt of lightning. And then not only that, but that I had the idea. Within a month, I was in the studio with Kenny Vaughn and Chris Scruggs and Derek Mixon.
Couple of superlatives.
And we were at Creative Workshop. And I mean, from the idea to had the money in the studio, booked, ready to go, was 3 weeks, and we were recording it.
That's very Bob Dylan of you. Very Scarlett Rivera at the bus stop of you.
That's how I know. Like when everything just goes boop, no problems.
Yeah.
That's what you're.
So you're gonna perform for us without a guitar, just a cappella. I always wanted to do a cappella live from Acapulco. Just for the name alone.
I think you should.
I love that
then you get to hang out in Acapulco.
Yeah.
I know. My parents used to go there all the time. I think they just didn't like me and my brother that much.
Oh, they went without you?
Every time.
So your kids were off to Acapulco.
They took us to
again?
Jamaica once. It was okay. No, it was not.
Did you behave? Maybe
that's a coffee. My friend always says if there's a question that takes a little longer to answer, she'll go, that's a coffee. Wait. Tell me. Let's do this. I'm a hardcore Bob Dylan fan since 13. Yeah. I mean, and I hear that you are too. And I'm definitely Okay.
How cool was it that Jerry got to go out with him?
Don't get back to Waylon Jennings again, or else you're fired.
Jerry Pentecost.
I don't even know who that is.
He's out. Jerry Pentecost?
I just don't know.
He's a great drummer, a local drummer.
Oh, Jerry Pentecost, the drummer.
But he's out with Bob right now.
Got it. You know why? Because in Philly, where I'm originally from, why do people say where I'm originally from? You're just from there. You're not originally from. Oh. It's just where you're from.
I know, it's a complicated question.
It's like when they say on a desert island. It's not a desert. They could have water on the island. It's a deserted island.
But now, don't you say you're from Nashville?
I'm on a roll. Okay. All right. So at the same time, we're gonna say what our favorite. Not that I think it's necessarily going to be the same, but it would be really great if it was. We're gonna say what our favorite non-obvious Bob Dylan record is. Okay. Non-obvious. Okay?
Okay.
All right. 1, 2, 3.
Love
New
and
Morning.
Theft.
Shit. All right. I was thinking maybe you were going to go New Morning. I don't know why.
I love them both.
I love them both.
Love and Theft. Remember the? Do you
I
remember
loved Love and Theft.
Remember the date?
I still listen to it.
Remember the date that came out?
9/11.
Did you buy? I bought it that day. Did you? Not that I'm trying to win.
No, because I flew into New York City at 11 p.m. 9/10 with my whole band, and I was I was at my folks' house on Long Island, and my whole band was on the Lower East Side, and everybody I grew up with and knew were all volunteer firemen, and they were all, I mean,
took a toll.
We were on high alert. Yeah, the whole.
Wow. Did you lose any friends?
No, they all had these miracle stories of how they missed the train that day, or they got in a fight with the taxi driver or whatever.
You know why? It was Waylon Jennings.
No doubt, but it was all like one thing after the other of just like people who were like, or they were coming down the stairs and they were watching all the firefighters go up the stairs like this.
Wow, that's good.
Or it was there like I had one friend of mine from high school who he joined the fire. He joined the fire. It's not the force. I forget what they call it.
Fire department.
The fire department, like 4 weeks before before 9/11, and he was waiting. He was there at the base rescue operation and trying to wait. But they didn't have. They were out of they run out of the face masks. And so they were waiting. They couldn't send anybody else in the building, and by the time he just before he got his face mask, the building came down.
Oh shit! I played Bitter End like 12 days after, and I remember the soot was on the windows.
It was, and it stunk, and
it smelled like Philly. All right, what do we? So you have a single out, you have a bunch of singles, you put them in a little like basket, and you're calling it an EP. How many songs?
5.
Okay. And is there a name for the
Special Edition?
It's called Special Edition.
Oh, nice. I like it. It's like a club.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not all the songs can get in there.
No.
I like it. Yeah. It's like cool.
Yeah.
It's not Coach.
No.
Live from Little Hollywood, live from Little Hollywood, live. Ooh. Yeah.
Nice.
Thank you so much. That was nice. Yeah.